Hello, Amy.
Hello.
Yes, Amy's joined us, and I see. Oh, yes, we have Anushka in the house. Haven't met Anushka yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, she's often on Cliff Central. There's Anushka in bed, all snuggly.
Hello, guys.
Hi. Hello.
I told you
Nice
I'm going
to
to
meet
be in
you.
bed. Nothing was going to get me out of this bed.
Look, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
At least I've got some of this tonight.
No.
Oh, let me show you what I have.
Well, that's the healthy choice.
Listen, I've got one more day of work, and then I'm technically on standby or off for the next 2 weeks. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's been crazy.
Oh, I mean, rough. So yeah, I was just so sick and tired of all the groups and all the negativity. I wanted to have a bit of fun. Yeah, and just to think like what's good about like something that we're grateful for, even if it's a little bit, like something small. Like I'm grateful for my son and my dog. I keep shaking this thing. We need a thicker table. Okay. Amy, you push it out though. Food. Good. Food's good. I had good. Thank God for Chinese takeaway. Anushka, you?
Guys, I think I probably am. I'm grateful for my exhaustion. We've been so busy at work. I think I've shared with you, Ruth, on the show that it's been so crazy. The retrenchment, people go, and it just seems like things are stabilizing a bit. Been at the office the whole week last week, or actually this week. I'm at the office the whole week, so I'm exhausted. My kids are writing term tests, so you have to make sure they study. And we spoke about medication a couple of shows back. I'm so with my eldest daughter. She came home with a test score of 92%, which is unheard of.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm grateful for, but that stands out actually.
Yes, and on the left we have Tracy. Anushka, you know Tracy from Cliff Central in our morning.
Now I see a face. Hi, Tracy. I always see the comments. How's it?
Hello.
Can we hear you? I don't know if we can hear you. Say something. You might be on mute.
No, can't hear.
Can't hear you, Tracy. I don't know why. Check your settings. That was nearly the one. Hold on. Oh wait, yeah, you need to click the mic button. No? Better? Okay, I'm gonna let you go for 2 seconds. You see if you can sort it out, and then I'll add you again. Is that cool? Okay.
Tracy, Cape Town.
Yeah, Tracy's from Cape Town. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it's nippy, hey, like in Gauteng.
It
is. Yeah. Like, oh God,
when do you ever see me wearing a long sleeve on camera?
I love that on camera.
On camera.
But I love the V-neck. I love it. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Guys,
yeah, I'm going to dive into my pajamas just now. Yeah, so food, animals. Hold on, let's try Tracy again. I think she's come right. There we go. Yes, Trace, you're there.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, I have sorted it out. Something happened, so yay.
Excellent.
I'm on the milk, guys. Here we go. Cheers.
So I'm on the water.
Oh, you.
Yes.
I wish I liked water more, but yeah.
No, I enjoyed. I worked till 6:30 tonight, and I thought that's it. I'm going home. Like I literally did all my prep for waiting for my boss to come in, and then he came in at 4:00, literally, which is usually my like pack up time. And then we spent the next 2.5 hours doing shit he needed to get done. Then I needed to.
Lovely.
No, I'm still working. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, Tracy's a photographer. Just FYI.
And and homeschooler.
of
Not a
us.
homeschooler, part-time homeschooler, and that's been getting me these days. Gosh.
Yeah, gosh.
How
A
is
3-hour school. We've got a 3-hour school day, but they go every day. And geez, hey,
Crazy, eh?
I'm so glad I'm not an educator. Goodness me.
I've actually got a newfound respect for educators. It's not for anyone. It's like
No, definitely. Geez, no. There's lots of things I can do. I don't want to be an educator. It's not for me.
I sometimes think I traumatize my kids because I literally start screaming like a banshee over here. I'm like,
Oh,
"Won't you
yeah.
listen?"
I don't want to know what my neighbors think, but they must. Yeah, they know my kids' names. Yeah, they know their names.
Oh, crack. I forgot about the I'm so not used to this. Hello, guys. Okay, so let's see here. Listen, this is multitasking for me, getting used to the StreamYards thing. Oh yes, Amy says hello there. Ashley's here. How's it? Yeah, we were supposed to talk to the Joking Atheist about Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League. Well, actually, he was the initial guy that put it all together. So I watched it. When did I watch it? I watched it on last Thursday night. Watched it from 6 o'clock to 10:30. Yes. These things are going fast. So, but we'll do that tomorrow night. So if you want to catch a review on that. Hello, Nicolene. Bruce here. By the way, you guys, there she is. Hold on, I'm going to say how's it to Nicolene. There's Nicolene. Hello, Nix.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
Amy, if you can post the link. I don't know if anyone else wants to join.
I did.
Oh, you did. You saw on the ball. I'm like so behind stuff. Yeah, I'm just sick of I'm not really on Twitter, but these groups that everyone's on, I don't know, there's just such negativity. I actually belong to a jokes group that rather makes me giggle during the day. Actually, 2 jokes groups that is rather fun, which I enjoy. I just can't stand all the negativity anymore. It seriously sucks.
I'm on
You know what I've got?
Mm?
You know what I've got? We've got a music group. We don't talk politics. We don't share memes. We only share music. That's all
nice.
we do.
Oh,
That
wow.
works
Oh, that's amazing.
so well. That is so awesome. And you can tell by the music that people are sharing where they're at. And then if you want to take something offline, it's fantastic. But my music horizon has broadened so much. We call it Die Muziekfabriek, and it's so awesome. And there's all walks of life
which
on there.
platform is that, Tracy?
It's on WhatsApp.
Which platform is on WhatsApp?
It's WhatsApp.
That's so cool.
It's just a bunch of friends. It's private, but you can introduce people if you want to. But we don't do politics. We haven't mentioned COVID on there, and it's fantastic. Yeah.
You could do that.
I think that's really cool.
In fact, I can't. Every time I think of saying that word, I go, I start twitching. I can't say it anymore. I get a twitch. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm over it.
The novelty of lockdown is worn off now. I'm over it.
and it's before the vaccine, huh? You've got a twitch before the vaccine.
Listen, are you keen to take the vaccine?
Oh no, we're not discussing that.
I'm not keen.
Oh, okay.
I'm not too keen. Yeah.
Me neither.
It's a no for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's a different show altogether.
Yes, let me not derail Ruth tonight. What are you guys
It's a relevant question and it's something, but I think we're also heartful talking about it. No? Every conversation, everything you do is about that one. Yeah, I can't do it anymore.
No, but you know what? Seeing as we're talking about the positives tonight, that's one thing about COVID. It's given us a topic of conversation, if you look at it that way. So
okay, someone says
you get what I'm saying?
It's become the new how's the weather going kind of topic.
No,
exactly, yeah.
Listen,
I've got nothing else to talk about. Just, how's COVID going?
So talking about the weather, I think this winter ons gaan kak hierdie winter.
Oh,
Ons gaan regtig kak.
I don't
Yes.
mind. I'm in Cape Town. Our weathers are fabulous.
Except it rains all in winter. It pours with rain.
It's fantastic. I've become, for the past few years, I've realized I'm actually a bit of a homebody. I don't mind being at home. I don't mind having friends over. I don't mind. I'm so over going out. I'm done with crowds. I like being home.
I just have horror memories of winters in Cape Town because I studied in Stellenbosch.
Woo. Oh,
That-
yes, me too.
That falls for days and it's cold and it just drizzles outside. Like,
Yeah, it's not great for the hair. Everything minces when it's drizzling.
about it.
That's pink.
I have like
And
a full-on afro whenever I go to Cape Town.
There were no GHDs when I studied. You had to hat it up, man. That was terrible.
What did we do, guys? We wore the stocking.
Bandanas. There was a bandana phase.
Oh
Mhm.
yes. That's
There was.
Yeah, Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses phase. Everybody did that at least once.
Mm. And next, what do you have to be grateful for? Sorry, I'm just playing around with this thing, seeing I'm so new. And Brett
Wait,
Sessom says,
I've got. I was going to answer. I actually have so many things to be grateful for. I don't know where to start. If you can just allow me, I feel a little bit uncomfortable and I feel like I need to tell everyone. I have a brain injury. So I feel that people need to know that because I feel like I'm a little bit different. Well, I am different. Since I hit my head against a tar road 10 years ago.
Are
I've
you from
actually also
Headspace?
been on Clip Central. Yes,
Oh,
I
you're from
am.
Headspace. Yeah,
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, hi, yeah. I'm Gareth's disabled person. So
no, you're not disabled. I don't
No,
so yeah,
don't be
that's
you. Yo, you're such an inspiration.
oh, thank you. So yes, I've got a list of things to be grateful for. I just think in life that it's so easy. It's so easy to be negative and oh, why does this happen to me? But there's good in everything. It's just about your mindset. So, and I mean, COVID has hit us as a family very hard. I've lost my sister. She was
Oh gosh.
48 when we lost her. So it's been hard, but it's brought us as a family so much closer, and that's something to be grateful for. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
strong, man. Jeez.
thank
Amy,
Yeah,
is that a
strong.
Maine Coon?
Oh, wow. How many cats have you got?
This is a Maine Coon. We have 7 at home.
I'm jealous.
This one is I don't know what
Sammy?
she is.
Sammy's crushed, no?
Ragdoll.
It's just a long hair ragdoll. That's it.
Here we go. Yeah, cat. I'm a cat lady.
Yeah, I love cats. They're my favorite.
Mm.
Yeah, we
I
have
also love
7.
cats.
It's a bit much.
I'm
It's a bit much.
a cat person, but check this out. This is my new love of my life. Steve, come here. Come here. Come on. Ah.
Steve the Pogue.
He's talking now. Hey, Steve. Can you
Hey,
hear him?
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hello, Steve.
He kind of snores.
Camera shot. He's in our camera shot.
Hey,
yeah.
what's up? What's up?
Yes,
Hey.
I love like that shirt, like that. I love V-neck tops. Like I must say, I think with women who have like bigger boobies, like V-neck tops just do it. Sorry, in my mind, I always go to the boobs. I can't help it.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Welcome. Yeah, and oh yes, I wanted to say a lot of mates of mine I've been noticing they've been coloring their hair and things are changing, and I started using it. I bumped into Clinton's sister-in-law and she said I must use this stuff. right? Not cheap, but not that too expensive, and it lasts. So it's got a color in it, and it helps with.
it?
It's called Planter 39. It helps when you hit like your 40s to help like with hair.
German.
Okay.
Yes,
I think
it's
it's a German
German.
product.
Yeah, so it's obviously very good. Love the Germans for their efficiency. And and I thought, and I just was looking at my hair today, and I looked, and true shit, there I pull this little grey hair.
Come on, Ruth. Why
You should never pull a grey hair.
Oh God, why do they multiply?
you?
Are they
Yeah,
like
they
this? What
do.
are those? Oh no.
And you don't call it grey, you call it platinum blonde.
Oh, platinum blonde,
Yes,
right. Now I'm
I
getting
like
really
that.
bored.
My grandma
Mhm.
has to pull out her gray for each gray hair. You would get like a 50 cents or something odd like that, and we
Oh,
would have
wow.
gray hairs in my and when she was a granny, there was plenty.
Yeah, pulling a grey hair is like killing a mosquito. 10 comes to the funeral.
Oh God. No, I see Petsu Film Crew. He's also into pets. He's got a whole, I mean, hello, his name is Petsu. So he films his pets. He's got husky dogs and they're awesome. I think huskies are really cool and you've got to be fit to have them. Nick, how many kitties does Laurie have? She's got what, 3 kitties.
Shame, no, she only has 2 left now. She had 4, but our one friend Bev, she's a breeder, but she has 14 cats in her house at any given day.
Oh,
Yeah,
Guys,
and they're
do
all
you know how-
mancoons.
oh, they're beautiful.
I don't know where. I don't see Brett. He says he's called in, but I don't get the approval. I've got 5. Amy, have you ever had more than 5 people on a stream? I don't see Brett. I don't see the little window come up. I don't know.
he's saying he's waiting for your approval.
I had about 10 at one stage.
Oh God, TG, what am I doing wrong here?
Hard to
When
find
all
good
else
help these
fails.
days.
I don't see him. Where is it? Oh, that's a bit. Where? As I turn the camera was off. Wait, there's nothing here. There's me. There's Amy. There's Anushka. What must I do? Oh, check. This is he's my stig of my tech guy.
I love that mask. What is that above? I love it.
It's
So
a
cool.
buff.
Yeah,
So
undercover.
cool.
I love the undercover.
He's
I
not
love
here.
it.
Are you sure you've clicked on the right link, Brett? Ames, are you sure you posted the right link? I don't know.
I
She
don't know.
did. That's how I got in. No,
Oh,
you
then
did, Amy. That's how I got in.
I just want to open the door. Sorry.
Ooh, battery's running low. Ah! Okay, quick, run, get the charger. Okay, wait, copy to clipboard. Okay, then, right, copied. Then Zash, paste. I can right click this. I can,
Did we
can do
lose
this.
Ruth?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
God, this is so random, guys. I'm so sorry. Your browser has lost connection to your camera. What? How'd that
Yeah, we
happen?
can't see you.
How the hell?
It's amazing how everything has gone to technology and streaming and on the internet, hey?
I know. It's got its ups and downs, though.
They're calling it the 4th Industrial Revolution.
Oh, damn, it's
I was
already
reading
arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading an article about it earlier. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah. I actually said to my husband today,
overnight.
I wouldn't mind just going to the mountains for a week and just de-taking, deconnecting, de-taking. That sounds like bliss to me at the moment. Just
Yes.
Jeez, and my kids are hooked to their devices. I don't know what I'm going to do. They need to go on a device detox. Because everything's on there. The textbooks are on there. Online schooling's on there. YouTube, they hardly ever watch TV anymore. It's all
we don't have a scuttle anymore.
I'm
Everything is
actually
through the internet.
considering that, because you do know there's a price increase coming now the 1st of April, and I don't know what exactly I'm paying for with DSTV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I mean, it's the
we
same
do
stuff.
everything via Apple TV. We haven't subscribed to DSTV in ages. Yeah.
Are you able to watch sports though?
Yeah, we're connecting through our parents', they still have a dish. So we're connecting on their ID and whatever, but we don't subscribe at all anymore.
Because I guess that's the only reason you really have it, to watch the rugby.
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's the only
rugby's
reason
so-
my dad's keeping his.
Exactly.
The rugby's so crap anyway at the moment anyway, so it's not worth it.
Well, that's the dilemma my folks are in, because my dad's like, I don't know, I've lost my passion for rugby and the cricket is shit, and so he's also in this big dilemma, because you can just stream everything you need on Netflix or Showmax and
Yeah.
all those other sites.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Hi.
oh,
Hey, what's going on? I got my Chris
Hey,
White
Brett.
South Africa shirt right here.
Hello, Brett.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, and if you ladies want to know, some of y'all follow me on Facebook, why I'm taking the whole Meghan Markle situation pretty personally. I will tell you, in 2012, my father had heart surgery. He had triple bypass surgery in 2012. Almost died from it. But fortunately, he had the heart surgery. It was fine. And for about a month, he couldn't go anywhere. He was in the intensive care unit for 2 weeks. Meghan Markle needs to get over her father not being at the wedding. I mean, he was about to die. And I can tell you, being a
he wasn't
son,
invited.
no, he was. Well, according to what I've seen, he was going to walk her down the aisle, but he was had a heart attack, and then he had a life or death heart operation. They were on the verge of making amends. But then him not being at the wedding has recently caused more drama and more trouble. And if that's the case, look, that's what we do know. What we do know is, but I'm a son of a former bypass surgery patient. Okay, that is a pretty shitty thing. So that's kind of why I took some of that stuff personally. But then, and this was a personal experience of mine, when I was in South Korea, I visited the graves of 885 British soldiers that died in the Korean War. And they had better relationships with black soldiers than their American counterparts. And I just have a hard time believing what Markle's saying is true, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I should have put things we're not talking about anything that has been in the mainstream media in the last 2 weeks.
In the last 2 weeks. But all right. But on a serious note, y'all know the president of Tanzania died. I'm not getting into the COVID part, but I mean, I understand he was their president, but 5 people died being trampled to death trying to see his body. And one of them was a 30-year-old mother. The other 4 were children between the ages of 7 and 12. And if y'all are mothers, I mean, most of y'all there are mothers. And so somebody's lost a mother, and then some mothers have lost their children. That's just crazy.
Well, thanks, Brett.
Hello, Brett.
What's going on?
Where are you from?
I'm from
Where you from?
Mississippi. I'm from Mississippi, USA.
MISSIPPI. Okay. Well, our king of the Zulus died.
But I love your energy, Brett. I just came to get juice because
you're in the dark, no? Amy, I know Amy has to bump off this now. Oh wait,
yeah, I have to jump off, guys. So I'll chat to you another time. Thanks.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
And wait, and Brandon's here as well. Brandon's also a very cool guy.
Brandon, thank you for tuning in, Brandon. I'm not outnumbered 4-1 anymore.
Yeah, Brett, you opened the floor, so we'll do tag team.
Yeah, we'll do tag team. No, but like seriously, this was a difference between men and women. Like when I was in church my freshman year in college, they talked about how men are like waffles. They're in a box. Like when they're with their wife, they're with their wife. When they're at work, they're at work. And women are like spaghetti. They're kind of just all over the page. And I've had trouble following y'all's conversation before I tuned in here.
You're saying we're al dente?
No, they are like spaghetti, and men are like waffles. I mean, men are very compartmentalized, and women have different thoughts running at the same time.
Oh, dear.
You were the brave one, Brett, to kind of break the system here. So I just want to take a small divergence here and recognize Anushka. I definitely recognize the name. So I've been following Cliff Central since pretty much day one, right? And I've definitely heard the name Anushka many times. And similarly, I see Rebellious obviously also on the chat. And then I can't see the name of the third participant here.
Tracy.
Tracy, I've been hearing about you throughout the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I know Gareth supports your sort of support group, and I don't even want to call it an institution because it's not really what it is. But so there's a whole bunch of Cliff Central followers here. And it's great to put some faces to the names. I don't think it's Tracy though. Tracy is the photographer.
Yes.
So the other lady is Nicolene.
Nicolene
from Brainwave.
That's the one. Nicolene,
Am I right?
I've met many times
No,
on Character
not
Show.
brainwaves, headwave.
Headwave.
Brainwave.
Yo,
Headwave, yeah.
sorry my camera isn't on, but I didn't do my hair.
Don't worry, my camera ain't
Neither
on
did
either.
neither did Brandon.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I've been boxing stuff up and been working on the move all day. Family's moving from Hattiesburg, Mississippi to Brandon, Mississippi. So I didn't exactly dress up for this stream either. And no, Ruth was going to have it till I saw the notification like an hour ago. But Anushka, I'm going to apologize in advance. Here's a culture difference between America and South Africa. If we use the word colored in America, we can lose our jobs. It is a very derogatory word in America. And that is a big cultural difference. So if I think of you as black, it's not personal. I mean, we seriously, there's consequences if you use the word colored in America. Or
no offense at all, please.
Okay. Yeah, because of in South Africa, there's some South Africans because of the situation they're immigrating to the U.S. and they'll be in a class and sometimes they'll have a classmate that's 50% African American, 50% Caucasian, and they'll call the kid colored, and they'll get expelled or suspended from school. But then the South African parents and the other kid's parents come in there, and the difference gets explained. Everything's fine. It doesn't result in any long-term drama, but short-term drama, yeah, the kids can get expelled from school if they use that word.
Oh,
alrighty.
All good. I know.
Who drinks? Hands up. Who drinks red wine? Brandon, your camera's not on.
I know. I drink red wine, but Ruth, I've been looking at you for the last 2 minutes, and you've been digging deep into that glass.
Yes. So you know what I don't understand about red wine, right? What is it that attracts little buggies to red wine?
Yeah, it does. I think that's part of the I guess it's those little mickeys, right?
Have a drink.
Yeah, little mickeys, and that's what I was just taking out. Like, what is it? Like, you put your drink down for 2 seconds, and like, yo, and it's like,
you don't drink fast enough.
No, I'm a cheap place. I tell you
one
no.
thing we all have in common here, even though I've never set foot in South Africa, and I've never, I have had South African food. There's this South African restaurant in Seoul, South Korea called Braai Republic, and I've had South African wine. It wasn't red wine. It was like yellow wine, like a champagne colored wine, but whatever it was good. And
that'll be a Chardonnay.
Yeah, but South African wine tasted great. And I normally hate wine, so.
I know. We know how to do wine. Yeah.
Yeah. South African wines, Brett, is definitely one of our best exports and recognized globally. So when you come across it, it's some good wines.
Yeah, the food was actually really good too. I forget what I had, but I think I had South African meat pies. It's been like 3 or 4 years ago, but whatever it was good. I had South African chicken. I wanted to eat bunny chow, but bunny chow was only on the weekend. Go on the weekend. And I've been wanting to eat bunny chow, but it was only a Friday and Saturday food.
So just to be clear, that's bunny chow in South Korea.
Yeah, it's bunny chow, but it's South African.
It's a different thing in South Korea.
It's a South African expat.
It's an Indian bunny chow in South Korea from South Africa.
That's so funny.
That could be.
That's good. I've got another question for you. So now I've gone blank. Okay, I remember it just now. Wait, I remember it. Okay, sorry, I interrupted. No, wait. No, it's gone. Oh, yes, cannabis, right? So GC was talking about cannabis today. And a lot of people in the comments were chatting. And to me, people still call cannabis a drug.
Gareth.
Yes, GC. Gareth Cliff.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So I don't recognize, like, I don't classify marijuana as a drug, right?
No.
To me, it's not a drug. Do you agree or
No,
disagree?
I
It's a
agree.
herb.
All right.
Yes.
Mixed feelings about that.
A natural herb.
No, yeah, mixed feelings. Our laws in Mississippi regarding marijuana are weird, but I'm going to say this: it damaging to your health. It doesn't damage your health like alcohol or tobacco as bad. That is true. It damages it less than fast food. But I have had family members that have been potheads in the past, and all but one of them have been lazy, and it can make you lazy.
Yeah. That's all. It can't kill you. It can't like cause you to kill others. And to me, and we can gain so much from it with like textile industry, and now they found all sorts of other uses for it. So c'est la vie to the cannabis industry. I hope South Africa becomes like #1 exporters in the world, and we become like legendary to like we just grow our economy. And it meant, think about it. I think I had this stream a while ago. Like cannabis should be our main exporter. Even forget wine, like it should. Right?
It makes
I think
cannabis
so. I think
wine.
we've got, yeah, I had a cappuccino at the coffee and chocolate expo, and it did nothing for me.
Yeah,
It made
all
me,
depends what you have. Yeah.
yeah,
A cannabis
Yeah,
cabernet,
but-
a CBD cabernet.
oh, okay. Look, I mean, there's so many health benefits to cannabis, and there's health benefits to red wine. You could have something here, Tracy. That's a good idea.
There are health benefits to red wine, but like you only supposed to like drink 1 or 2 a night. You're not supposed to drink 3 or 4 at any time. It's like red wine in moderation is fine.
Listen, I'm catching up after this. I had very little to drink this weekend, so I'm sort of catching up after the day I've had.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I've had a,
I mean,
I've had a Friday
in terms,
as well.
yeah, in terms of cannabis, and I mean, there's essentially 2 strains, right? I mean, it's the hemp part of the plant, and then there's the THC part of the plant. The one's going to definitely have a psychological effect, and I mean, even that's broken down into indica and sativa. And the one's going to give you a bit of a high psychologically. The other is just going to chill you out. But I don't think it's addictive in any way. And I speak that from my own personal experience. I can go months without having anything. I can have a weekend where I have a bit of a reflective state, and don't need it thereafter again for months at a time. So I don't think I've smoked or had any THC in the last 18 months at least, right? Certainly wouldn't want to even try that at this point in time in COVID-19 times. I just get too paranoid.
It would relax you, though.
Yeah, and no offense to anybody in South Africa that drinks too much alcohol or smokes too much THC, but from everything I've seen on the news, if I had to live in South Africa, I probably would. I would find ways to escape too.
Yeah, look, alcohol is a big problem in South Africa. It is a major problem.
It is.
It is huge. And we saw that with lockdown when they all of a sudden banned the sale of alcohol. I mean,
yes.
That was severe, and we could see the results in the ER rooms around the country. One of my clients, she's a triage doctor, and she said during those times it was fantastic to be involved with triage because you had no alcohol-related trauma or accidents coming in. So she loved it. And there's talk of another alcohol ban coming up for Easter.
Really?
So I'm hearing your
I'm going to the shop tomorrow. Mark my words.
Take your finger to tops.
Yeah, but the ANC government officials are going to have alcohol themselves. They probably got secret wine cellars or liquor cabinets at their house, and they're going to be partying and living it up come Easter, and the COVID's going to spread that way. That's why the lockdown was largely ineffective. because the ANC government officials didn't lead by example.
Yeah, well.
No, look. Thank God. You know what, Brett? The truth is, we're not children. I mean, I still think I'm a children, but I'm not a children. I wish I was one some days. But you know, for someone to tell me I may or may not do something, you can kind of go and sit on it, because I'm an adult. I do things responsibly in my own life, and I feel sorry for people who have a dependency. I really do. Sorry, there's a I just don't think it's, and you killing. I mean, we have a very substantial tenant who can't pay their rent because of it.
The problem is
it has a knock-on effect, and now we're being affected. So it's
the problem is in society we can only move as fast as the slowest person. That is unfortunately reality. And sometimes we need to be in any state just to, you know, hit the curb a bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, sometimes we don't realize. I mean, I'm looking at Anushka there drinking her Oros. And she'll wake up
I was
tomorrow.
drinking milk earlier.
Are you drinking you're having a beer?
My milk is finished.
Oh dear. We can go and get some more if you want.
Oh, Stella. Okay. Fair enough.
I started.
I'm a coffee person.
But Ruth, I mean, I listened to you, and you shared a podcast that you did a couple of months ago, about 6 months ago, about a friend of yours with alcohol addiction and how it affected his life. And that's worth listening to, and possibly a repost in some form or the other.
Did you hear that?
You need to do the work then.
Because you don't realize, I mean, you sort of go out of varsity or even high school, you have a good time, parties, and you go into this high functioning kind of society and work-wise, whereby it's go, try get the latest title and be part of the partying scene, and before you know it, you're kind of stuck right into an addiction problem. And so,
which is what you said happened.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I think if I mean, I'm enjoying my Vanky finance. I am. I hate feeling, I don't know, like even with the drug thing, right? Like back in the day in our 20s, like people would drug, like I'm talking acid and ecstasy, and we'll talk about that more, like every weekend. And it used to make me feel sick. Like I'd feel poisoned after like a session of taking something.
Yeah, Tuesday morning comes and you got the Tuesday morning blues, right?
Yeah, like how?
I was never into it. I completely bypassed all of that shit. Yeah, I never got into it.
No, but how do people continuously take it like for days on end, or like weekend after weekend? Like they want to get that, and of course your body gets used to it. You build a tolerance eventually, and you build a tolerance to weed as well. Listen, I don't know what the Pet Zoo film crew smokes, but I mean he takes it for his arthritis. But I think. You know the body metabolizes everything.
If you smoke long,
listen.
You're gonna forget about arthritis. Arthritis.
Arthritis.
The problem with hard drugs is that it's psychological, and it's usually people with addictive personality. So it's quite deep. You know, it's a very deep topic. So it's easy for people that can just recreationally use it to say, I don't know how people can get addicted. But once you're hooked and you're an actual addict, it's a whole different story.
Yes. No, you're 100% right. I mean, it is. If you have a really great evening, and you multiply that by 2 or 3, and you start chasing that experience, you can easily fall into a habit which is no longer actually contributing positively to your life.
And of course, it's not just substance related as well. I mean, there's many kinds of addiction.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
There's food addiction. There's food addiction. There's even sex. I didn't even know this. I met and I'm hoping, she always says she'll come on. So she was a woman who was addicted to over-the-counter meds.
Okay,
And she's been very busy, and she also had COVID, and her and her daughter and the whole family were very sick, but they beat it. And anyway, and she can't even take so much as a Panado now. Like that's how hectic it is. And she's such a positive person, and I was talking to her about her support groups, and she says there's even such a thing like a sex addiction. And I know I look so stupid. Like I didn't know.
Tiger Woods out here got sent down to the town that I live in. He got sent to the mental health place down here for Sex Addicts Anonymous. I mean, that is a real thing.
Nice legs.
Now, ladies, no offense, I've taken psychology classes as well. There's a link between women who are addicted to sex and bipolar disorder, like a bad correlation between female hypersexuality and bipolar disorder.
Yeah, no woman will ever admit she's got a sex addiction. I'm sick.
I'm sure.
Listen, I've seen the Pet Film crew says I don't have starch, sugar, or milk in my diet. So
wow.
That's huge. I mean, those three things, I mean, I think you can get addicted to all of those three things. Like sugar, 100%. They actually say sugar's more addicted than cocaine, what it does to the brain. So that's for sure. I'm still trying to get off that. Oh, Brett, I don't know what you have in America. And actually, check what I got, okay? And because it's Passover, I have to, smash them before, so the kids were here this weekend. Look at these. I think these are the best Easter eggies.
Oh. Fluffy.
But those aren't for Passover, Ruth.
I know. That's why I have to smash them now so that Brandon, I have 2 profiles for Brandon. This is so weird. He keeps disappearing.
I'm back.
So everyone on here knows what Passover is, right?
Yep. Knows what?
What Passover is.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Brett, do you know what Passover is?
Yes. Yes. It's the Jewish holiday that celebrates their exodus from Egyptian slavery. I know what.
Okay, well done.
Well done. Well done. You see, I'm a Christian, but I know a lot about Judaism. I'm very proud.
Good.
Yes.
You're my babe, girl. You're my babe.
Yeah, I'm very pro-Israel, so I'm Christian as well. But yeah, I know a lot about the history of the Jewish people.
But have you seen? So in South Africa, you get these chocolates. So in America, you call them candy. So they have a white hard shell, and the older used to suck them, and then you suck all the white off.
Yeah,
you get
they
a white
look like
ring around.
eggs.
Yes,
I
they
know
look
what
like
you're
eggs.
talking about. Yeah, I've seen them before.
Yes, but But have you seen how much they cost lately? Like here in South Africa, they cost $5 equivalent to $5.
They're more than real eggs.
Crazy.
They're better than real eggs.
Yeah, no, they might. Hey, and here's our new Renee Ackerman. Hello, Renee. Okay, lovely. Oh wow, she lives in Israel. Cannabis in Tel Aviv. Most people smoke it openly. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Manishma, Renee. Manishma.
What I'd like to know, Renee, and possibly Ruth, even maybe you could answer this, is the interesting thing I've heard about Israel is that there's in terms you would imagine that it's very religious, but that actually the majority of people there are agnostic or atheist. Is there any truth to that?
So I know in Tel Aviv, it's crazy. If you were to explain a country that's oil and water, so you get people who live in Israel is also considered the gay capital of the world, right? What you meant to?
Yeah, no,
Tel
Israel's
Aviv.
the only country in the Middle East where you can be openly gay and not get arrested or get your head chopped off.
Yeah, or your other member chopped off. True story. Or stoned to death or something like that. And I'm not talking about smoking weed. So yes, so it's a tricky thing, and then you get a lot of people in Tel Aviv who are not religious at all. Like I met a girl. Okay, today she's very different, but I met a girl who came from Israel. She was so non-aware. She was Jewish and Israeli, but she'd never lit Shabbos candles before. Now, being a South African traditional Jew, the first thing you taught when you're a little girl is that on a Friday night you light candles. Okay, it's like the done thing. It's like, I suppose it's like Holy Communion. I don't know what to equivalent, like to celebrate Christmas or to celebrate Easter.
No, it's like going to church on a Sunday.
Okay, fair enough. But you do, every Jewish woman lights candles on a Friday night. Like that's how I grew up. That's how most South African Jewish women grow up. That's what you do. This woman had lived in Israel her whole life. She'd never lit candles. She was 21 years old and had never lit candles, which is like, huh? Like, what? What are you talking about? How can you know? I won't put my speaker or camera on. But you can comment in the comments and tell us. I'm just responding to Renee. The thing is, no, what did she say? Did she say, I'm very sure I won't put my oh, okay. So you won't.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. You don't have to come on.
Renee, are you originally from South Africa?
Yeah, answer in the comments.
No, Ruth, are you in Cape Town? Is that where you're from? Are you from Cape Town? Or?
No, I was born and bred in Pretoria, where the Uniegebou is, the Union Buildings.
Pretoria.
Gotcha. Anushka, where are you from? Anushka, what part of South Africa are you from?
The Eastern Cape, Port Elizabeth, but I live in Centurion now, Pretoria.
All right, sure. Okay, what about you, Trace? What part of South Africa are you from?
I'm from Somerset West, and it's near Cape Town.
Near Cape. Brandon, what part of South Africa are you from?
Johannesburg.
You're from Joburg. And Nicolene, where are you from? What part of South Africa?
I'm also from Joburg.
Okay,
Joburg. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
I think Tracy lives in the most beautiful part of South Africa.
Now, I've always wanted to go to the Apartheid Museum in Joburg. Joburg's somewhere I've wanted to visit. I wanted to visit the Apartheid Museum.
You need to come. Let us know when you're there. We'll make a big trip out of it. You have to.
As soon as the COVID gets better and as soon as the travel ban gets lifted by Joe Biden. But right now, we can't go. I mean, it's law. Now,
I've never been to the Apartheid Museum.
Now, many people I've talked to from Joburg haven't been, but a lot of tourists have been. It's something I've always wanted to see.
Yeah. It's not the history I grew up with. So it's completely different to, my viewpoints on everything.
So did all y'all grow up during apartheid? Did y'all experience apartheid any?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born. Yeah, I was born in 81, so I got like the end of apartheid. Like my mother tells me stories about what the preachers said and things I can't remember.
But Nicolene, you would have remembered if you were 81, you would have remembered some remnants of it, right? I mean, we were kind of the intergenerational kids that kind of grew up in between that time.
Yes.
As part of changeover.
I can recall because we could only go to the white school post 1994, but before that, still in our black schools.
Oi, that's terrible. Okay, yeah.
I still remember seeing a whites-only sign on the beach. That was,
Poozing.
Yeah.
I think it's Pooza Thursday. It's Pooza Tuesday for me, man.
It's Monday.
I was born in 1986, so I was 8 years old when all that ended. So I really don't have any recollection other than seeing Madiba become president. That's the last thing I remember. And I just remember saying, "Why did they change the flag? Why?" So I was like I said, I was only 8 years old when all that was going on. So
no, they changed everything. They literally changed everything. So they it's still busy with name changes and like just everything is being taken away and changed about this country.
But I noticed, and I've got three daughters, they really don't, they're not exposed to it, they don't know about it, they're learning about it in school, but they're so integrated. It's unbelievable. It's like,
Well, great.
yeah.
I think that's wonderful. I mean, yeah. Sorry, no.
Most of the South Africans I met overseas in South Korea were the born free generation, or they were my age. They were just so young when it ended. But I knew two of them. One was born in 1979. The other was born in 1977. And they both they were 15 when it ended, or 15, 17. They both experienced it, and they told me some stories.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to interview Anushka on that. I think, I mean, I remember I was at a private school, and I mean, I know that there were other kids at the school who were not white, and it was fun. Like, that's the thing, like when you were growing up as a kid, what do you know when you're a kid?
Yeah.
Unless you have that harsh racism in your face, which my parents didn't. My mother was like, they were all treated everyone fairly, didn't talk about it, didn't use profanity to describe, like didn't use the K word, didn't, so I grew up quite like, I didn't know any better. That's just sadly enough, actually.
Yeah, well, there was such a heavy control of personal behavior at the time. It's been proven there were a lot of people that didn't exactly know what was going on, because a lot of people during apartheid didn't have TVs, or if they did, there was such a regulation at first. In the 70s and the 80s, it changed, but at first there was like 2 or 3 TV channels, so they really didn't know what all was. Some people just didn't know what all was going on.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
There would be one that
everything was. Go ahead. You probably would have hated him. He was the 10 to 15% of coloreds that was pro ANC, and he seemed to blame apartheid and colonialism for all of South Africa's current problems.
Yeah.
CBS McKaiser, or
Oh God.
Okay.
He's such an embarrassment, really.
Yeah, that explains a lot. But Brett, I mean, the reality is, everything was pretty much censored and went through the Film and Publications Board, or the Censorship Bureau. So we would get movies like 2 years later, after people would actually have reviewed what is appropriate for the country or not. So your worldview was very much shaped by what the government decided you need to see and not see, and even politics or any liberal views was kind of you didn't speak about it over the dinner table, right? So
correct.
So whether you viewed something in a positive or negative light, you just didn't discuss those topics. Today we've got freedom of speech.
Yes.
And
but back then there were so many government informants, black, white, colored, Indian. You didn't know who you were talking to. There were so many people on the government's payroll to be informants. That's why you didn't talk about it a lot, and you could go to jail.
And if you were involved in a multiracial relationship, you could also go to jail.
So I don't know if you guys recall, but back in the day, we used to watch these TV programs. They were actually American. Yes, and they had Afrikaans dubbed over it.
Yeah.
And if you the English broadcast, you have to tune your radio to, I think it was Radio 2000 or something.
2000.
Yes. But
Melrose Place. Lovely.
Beverly Hills 90210.
That's it.
Who knew that Perry guy could speak Afrikaans so nicely?
Yes. That's what happened here, Brett.
Anushka, you remember all the deck mantle?
I can't believe it. Just hang on one second. I'll be right back. Okay.
I remember.
Hang on 1 second. No. Here we go. Actually, Chris White recommended this book, and I read it about what went on during apartheid. It's Move Your Shadow, South Africa, Black and White.
I love Brett.
Yeah. And Chris White recommended it, and I started reading about what all went on in apartheid during the later years, and yeah, it was very eye-opening.
Yeah. No, we've been there, and I come from a very politically charged family background. My mom's brother, I've seen them arrested because they were in, I don't know if you guys know COSAS back in the day, fighting for us to go to other schools, and to the point where they burned down schools and they got arrested, and helicopters will fly them over the dam and threaten to throw them out if they don't tell who the ringleader was. So it was a lot of things, but I mean, those things, it also, those challenges, it grows you as a person to come through it and to know what it's about, and then to live this life that we're living now. Because in as much as it was a bad thing, there's been a lot of progress in the past couple of years or the past few decades with regards to race relations. But then if you look at the political circumstances now, it seems like we're going a bit backward, because instead of our government advocating for us to be this rainbow nation, we're doing all the wrong shit that we shouldn't be doing, and people are getting more divided. You get the EFF spewing hate. You've got the ANC portraying something that was not what they were supposed to be about. So
that was not the dream.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say. I don't think many South Africans at the time, I don't think they were scared somewhere, but many were on the, not on this, I want to say on the fence, but a lot of coloreds and whites and Indians and many blacks too. A lot of them were anti-apartheid, but they were anti-ANC because a lot of them saw through the ANC and knew what they were all about eventually. So a lot of them really didn't want to, because they were scared of both, and they hated both. So, and I know people that were like that during that time. That's what they said about their grandparents. They were anti-apartheid, but at the same time, they were very anti-ANC. And that's kind of what happened a lot there too. But the ANC didn't play as much of a role in ending apartheid as they think. They played a role, but it was a small role.
Yeah. I think why our generation's parents were scared of the ANC is because it was seen as a struggle movement and not a political party. They didn't have any experience in running a country, or they didn't know protocols when it comes to those kind of things. And I think that scared a lot of old school, people who come from a regimented political view, how things should happen, and how there's certain rules and protocols and the letter of the law. I like your shades. I think that scared a lot of people. I think it scared my grandparents, for instance. And I think it's not necessarily a fear of beside God. It was more a fear of how are they going to run the country. I think that's what scared a lot of people.
Yeah, there's an interesting comment here I'm seeing, Duckbreaker, and I mean,
was he in Duckbreaker?
Duckbreaker, excellent. You need to come on the show.
Yeah, it really takes me back to even when I was in primary school, right? I mean, just thinking back about how authoritarian the police state was at that stage. So we used to call them cheese vans, right? It was the yellow police vans.
Those yellow, pale yellow.
Melrose Castle.
Yes.
And the German shepherds, whatever. I mean, when you saw one of those dogs, you knew trouble was going to happen. And when you saw one of those vehicles, you knew that there's something going down. And so what Duck is saying here is, when I was in grade 1, obvious to police had to search my primary school for bombs weekly. And I remember being in primary school, and we had posters up in the classrooms, every classroom, with the bombs, the different type of bombs you need to look out for, with regular exercises of ducking under your desk in case there's a bomb found.
Yeah, we had
environment for your kids to grow up in. The ones that came from overseas when the ANC went into exile were the ones that the ANC found expendable. Most of them were young kids under 18. They didn't have much military training. They were basically used as cannon fodder, is basically what it was. And that's
living it.
I don't really have a lot of respect for the ANC, but I know there's two kinds of colors in South Africa from what I've seen. Now there are some that like their first generation, their father or what is Afrikaner or English, and their mom was Zulu or Xhosa, and that's them. I mean, that's their first children, and they consider the children colored. And then there are some that have been colored for generations. Which one do you fall under?
No, definitely not first generation, because my mom is colored, mixed generations before, and then my dad's Indian. So there's a total mixed blood. That's why I'm a bit crazy. There's too much mixed blood.
Luister, Bokkie. Ek's mixed blood, okay? You don't get crazy
I have plenty of people with mixed blood in my family. I don't have kids or anything, but they're some of my cousins' kids. They're not crazy. Mixed blood has nothing to do with somebody being crazy.
Yeah, so it's not first generation though. It's been passed down the line. So yeah.
I remember when the SAPS would come to our school, and then they'd show little packets of what dwellings looked like. And from far you can't see the shit, and you'd be like, okay, that's nice. And then you'd never know what it is anyway. But oh gosh, it was just so cool because you got to skip school for like an hour, you know.
Is Mandrax still a thing?
Pardon? Is it still a thing?
Is it still a thing? Because that was the big drug in our day. It was Dacha, Mandrax, and what was the other one?
Oh, God, Mandrax, I forgot about that.
Purple Hearts.
So you.
Purple Hearts.
I've read Trevor Noah's story. I don't know what the fuck Trevor Noah is, and I don't even know if he knows who he is based on that story and everything. But I've lost a lot of respect for Trevor Noah. I respect him first.
Why? I would like to know why.
Come live in America and come watch his show, and it's not too funny anymore. It's a lot of. It's way more politically charged humor than it used to be.
Mm.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I saw a show. Look, lately my anti-Semitic church. But what I wanted to say is because we're nearly viewing an hour, and we've actually gone over an hour, but it's fine. We can hack for another. I don't mind. It's fun. You know, as South Africans and as people, we've overcome so much.
We have
in our person. I think Nicolene. We lost Nicolene. Oh, cook. We lost Nicolene. Sorry, Nix. Are you there? Wait, you still there? Oh, there you are. Sorry. And we've overcome so much.
No, I'm not bad.
And you know, and if you look back then what we were going through, and okay, yes, I think the biggest disappointment has been the ANC, because I think we all wanted this country to work. We all wanted our little perfect rainbow nation, and maybe I'm a bit of an idealist, but it's very heartbreaking. But we need to know that what we're going through now will pass, and we need to keep positive, and we need to try and appreciate the little things. And that's basically why I wanted to do. Oh, look who's joining us. Okay, we're going on for another half an hour.
Well, what I was going to say is Rebellious Ruth, you and Anushka, or Tracy and Anushka, can be friends and walk together and go to a restaurant together. Nobody's going to arrest y'all for hanging out together. You can go where you want to go, and nobody's going to arrest you for being the wrong color. That is some progress, and you can choose your leaders in the democratic process. And I think once people realize the ANC didn't play a role in ending apartheid as much as people think, I think it's going to change. So, and regardless of how the infrastructure and the economy was during apartheid, not everybody was welcome to participate in it just because of one's skin pigmentation. And that's something as a Christian I cannot support. And it's not something that goes on. And if people talk about with the economy or the safety, and there were some issues there, but if you're not, just because of the way God made you, you can't be a full and equal citizen. That's just, it's wrong. I mean, straight up wrong.
So Brett, what's the situation in America with your racial division? Because it seems like it's becoming a little bit more intense than what we're experiencing this side.
Okay. That's the media, number one. I mean, I've got Asian friends that live in New Jersey, and the wife, when the husband's at work, she's afraid to go out by herself. She wants a friend with her. It's mostly verbal harassment, but typically when it's anti-Asian harassment, it involves typically a Hispanic or an African-American male. It's not typically a Caucasian male, but it does happen. And she's really scared to go to New York City by herself. But she also did say the media is blowing it out way more than it actually is. The shootings in Atlanta were not racially charged. The guy was a whack job. He had a sex addiction, and he wanted to kill the sources of his addiction. But in Diamond Bar, California, where one of my Asian friends used to live, somebody tried to run over these peaceful protesters just because they were Asians protesting against anti-Asian hate. It's bad, but it's not as bad as the media is making it out to be, and it's definitely not what's going on in South Africa. I had an example. I didn't want to lose a thought, but prime example though, like in Mississippi, now our state's unique in a lot of ways, but our black population and our white population are not anti-Asian. any black Asian tensions we see from California or New York or New Jersey are what we see on the news. Asians can interact with both blacks and whites, and they're fine. And they can date them too, but they can't typically bring their white friends to the black party and vice versa.
Yeah.
And a lot of Asians and Hispanics in this state get sick and tired of hearing the N word or the C word cracker every breath when they're at one or the other's party. That's why a lot of them don't hang around. And I don't blame them. I mean, I don't care. I've got black friends. I take them places. You know, I don't care. I date a black person. I don't care. But the state's come a long way, but still has a ways to go.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, but you're right. What we see here is driving some stereotypes for me, definitely, because you always just hear about a black guy's been shot. I think today I read someone shot 10 people in a grocery store in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Boulder, that's right.
And that was also just random. So we always hear about these shootings, lone man. I had a bad day. I'm depressed. I'm just going to go shoot people. We don't really have stuff like that in South Africa. Where you stuff, but we've got gender-based violence going on. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but what I'm going to add to is that I don't think gun control has worked much for South Africa, because I've heard of mentally ill people or somebody getting a panga, or in China you'll see mentally ill people get a knife and they'll go to a school and just stab everybody in their ways. It's a lot more of a problem in America than in China or South Africa, I believe. But I still think if somebody wants to kill somebody, they'll make a weapon.
Yeah,
Brett. I mean, it's predominantly. If I've got to summarize what I've picked up, one of two ways, right? It's either just general crime based violence, the robbery of it's less banks these days, but more cash in transit and house robberies, and then the other is more personalized crime on individuals, but not this type of psycho. Just go up and shoot people randomly.
Yes.
Yeah, in South Africa at least.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying, if somebody is crazy enough and they want to kill people, they're going to find a weapon. I really don't think that gun control. Actually, Switzerland has a law where everybody has to own a gun and they undergo firearms training. Switzerland has one of the lowest, if not the lowest, crime rate in the world.
Yeah. No, so, I appreciate conversations like this. It's always good. And I think go back to your earlier questions about apartheid and what have we done wrong, what have we done right, progress we've made. I really think if the Truth and Reconciliation Commission was something like this, where we could talk to each other like we are now, no hard feelings, no feeling offended, no, you just talk and you understand someone else's point of view. Like you've explained to me earlier, you, in your terminology, colored has a much harsher meaning as to how we use the term. I totally respect that, because it's always good to know the context, other people, and we're from Africa, you in America. It's like two different worlds almost. But one thing COVID has taught us, and the way things have developed even before COVID, if we've got platforms like this where we can really talk about stuff and clarify the different contexts and the different perceptions we have. And I really appreciate that.
Oh, I agree. And I agree with you, Anushka. And we all can't have what the ENCA and News 24, they say they want to bring people from various different backgrounds and various points of view, and they'll bring Afro-Forum members on there, but then they'll silence them about 2 sentences through. Yeah, that's not productive. That's just trying to intimidate people and push one's agenda down the other's throat. I've seen that when on one panel you had Ndile Muitama, leader of BIA, Black First Land First, Eusebius McKaiser, and Ernst Roots. I mean, those two idiots were ganging up on Ernst Roots. And I
love how you know what's going on in South Africa, even though Eusebius.
He knows more than I do.
Love it. That's good. So how did you come across
You're on mute, Ruth.
Stream? How did you get introduced to Ruth?
Oh, how I got into what?
How did you get used to Ruth's streaming platform?
Well, Ruth and I, as far as I know, we knew each other from Chris White's stream and also Ronaldo's stream. And then we both found out each other had a YouTube channel, and we became friends. And we just decided we promoted each other's channel. She's had me on her show before.
Yes.
As tiny as Ruth is,
Getting in all the deep
she's
south.
not hard to miss.
Listen, stop insulting my weight, okay? I'm very sensitive.
I wasn't talking about your weight. I was talking about how dippy you were.
Ooh, I don't know which
I really don't care how sensitive somebody is, and I don't care how offended easily somebody gets. Just be fair about it. Like the EFF, they can insult and offend us all they want to, but if we try to offend them, they lose their shit. That's childish, it's unfair, and it's wrong.
Yes.
Offense is taken, never given.
The last question or comment from my side, the whole purpose of the stream tonight was what we're grateful for. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful. It's been hard, honestly, because my mom passed away in August, but I'm grateful that I still have my dad and my brother around. I'm grateful that I live in a country that I can choose my leaders. Freedom of speech, I think, is going down a little bit, but we can speak our mind without fear of persecution. No offense, but South Africans are sometimes on the edge with that, but the way the ANC classifies freedom of speech. And I'm also grateful. I mean, no offense. I mean, we have dangerous places in America as well, but I mean, we're a safer country. We're a safer country than South Africa and a lot of countries. I've lived in the Caribbean, the Dominican Republic. I've heard stories about Jamaica. We're safer than a lot of places. Not as safe as Asia when I was there, but we're still a fairly safe nation in terms of the developed, in terms in general. So,
cool.
Alrighty, Brett, thank you so much for your input. Joking Atheist has joined us, so I'm going to give him the floor for a bit.
Oh, there's not much for me to say, Ed, but maybe we can go back to, because that's where I caught up with your stream, is where you were talking about addictions and that. Okay. So here's a question for the panel. What do you call a woman that likes a lot of sex? There's a name for that. What is that called?
Isn't it nymphomaniac?
Satisfied.
Yes, it's a nymphomaniac. Now, what do you call a person who likes to steal a lot?
Kleptomaniac.
It's a kleptomaniac, correct. So now here's the big question for the panel. What do you call a person that likes both?
Klep nymph. Nymphy klept.
Klep nymphomaniac.
Enlighten us.
No, it's a fucking thief.
Love it.
Satisfied thief.
I didn't know the idea, but I think it's about time.
Yeah, nearly time for Betty Buzz. But you know that, okay, I watched that documentary. I don't know if Brett's going to drop off just now because we're talking. I'm going to talk about vaginas, Brett. Are you ready? Are you ready?
No, seriously, this could not come to work at always time. I got to go see if I got to do any more packing of boxes. And I've heard a lot as well, but I would prefer not to hear all this. So.
No, but
I've seen a lot of them.
Before you run, I do want to ask you one question. What is your position with regards to USA and their gun restrictions? Do you think they should increase the gun restrictions?
No, well, I think there should be some reduction where we could have like a 10 round magazine, like semi-automatic magazine. I don't think people should have tanks in their yards or things like that. But we need everybody, if they pass the firearms test and they show they're a law-abiding citizen, they need to be able to carry guns for protection. There is no link between higher gun control and reduction of crime. Look at South Africa, look at Jamaica. I think we ought to keep our guns. And I think gun control, because we've had it for so long, we're going to have them illegally. And we're not going to be able to defend ourselves. So I think it's unrealistic and ineffective.
Yeah. And then just another question, because I heard you obviously talking about you don't like certain channels and stations and so forth because you get a false narrative shoved down your throat. The question I really want to ask you is, do you think there was a time in history, in society, where some form of narrative was never shoved down your throat?
Let me think. I really don't believe so. I mean, I've been fortunate, all the history classes I've had in high school, were fair and balanced. And in university, because I went to university in the southern part of the U.S., not the Northeast or the West Coast, even if my professors were extremely liberal, they knew not to indoctrinate stuff down our throats. So fortunately, I've been blessed. I haven't had anything like this. Now, people in the West Coast, the Northeast, the Midwest, they have a completely different story, and so they have this.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Okay, well, that's cool. Just wanted your take on it.
So yeah, I mean, I will say this: my colored South African coworker who thought he was black, basically, this was a funny story. He tried to shove a lot of nonsense down my throat, but I started studying a lot of South African history myself to be able to counter a lot of his arguments. And he tried to say he knew more about my own country than I did. But at the end of the day, he did not. And it was the funny thing. Now, Anushka will know about this more than me, but his own sister worked for the government, and he said she got discriminated against because she was colored and not black. And they gave her all kind of extra work, and then they made her critique her work a lot more, and she had to do. I mean, I've heard that some of the Bantu population can discriminate against coloreds pretty heavily in South Africa.
That's true. It's true, but it's up to you to push back. At the end of the day, you need to have a backbone and stand up for yourself. And whether people are going to accept you for it, they're going to, or you're going to be isolated and you'll find your spot or your environment where you fit in. But yeah, that stuff, it's not a fantasy. It does happen in some instances.
Yeah. And but then I would also say, well, I can understand why they do it, and I can see why they do it. And then I've also heard that there are a lot of coloreds in South Africa that root for New Zealand during the rugby matches with between the All Blacks and the Springboks, and he was one of them. He cheered for New Zealand over the Springboks.
Yes, that's true. There is that whole political affiliation where certain communities do feel that they, because of apartheid and during apartheid, I think there was some political support from that side. So they still, I've got family members that still supports the All Blacks. But I mean, yeah, it's more the older people, us new generation, we South African, we back the box. I think it's more the older generation that still has that mentality. But like you're saying, it's not something that's like it's a reality. But I think it's something that's slowly dying out.
I got you. All right, well, I'm gonna sign on out. I'll see you guys later, and look, if I'm inconsistent with my YouTube appearances, look, I mean, we may be moving in a few months. It may take 6 months, but I'm extremely swamped right now. So I'll see you guys later.
Yes, it was good meeting
Take
you.
care. Hey, nice meeting y'all. Nice meeting you, and nice seeing y'all again.
Cameron, I just I want to recognize, if I'm not mistaken, it's your birthday today, right?
Whose birthday?
Whose birthday?
Yeah, it's Cameron's, isn't it? But that's tomorrow, I think.
Is it tomorrow?
Or is it today? I can't remember.
Is it his birthday? Just say yes, Cameron. If it's your birthday, I'm such a turd. I didn't wish you. I'm so sorry. I think it is his birthday. Okay, now we all have to sing.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have to sing.
Cameron, just add that to the social score, please.
Do we have to sing to Cameron today? Okay, so
yes, let's go.
Mr. President.
Oh my God! Happy birthday!
Now.
Happy birthday, dear Cameron! Happy birthday to you!
Are you one?
Sorry.
Are you 4?
3.
How 36, 39 today? 38, he said earlier. I'm so 38 years today. Well done. You made it. Well done, Cameron. Happy birthday, dude. Yes. Nicolene. Bye, Nicolene. Yeah, we did kick off. I don't know, this new StreamYards thing is getting used to. But seeing TG won't allow me to touch his Streamlabs thing because I'll fuck it up. So so yes, we're all good. But yeah, what I wanted to just say, yes, we've been through apartheid. Yes, we've fucking been through the Holocaust, and there was a whole debate on Germ's channel and his private group and his public group, and we need to build a bridge. Never forget though, because I think if you forget completely where you come from, shit's gonna hit the fan. But people need to like transcend. People need to learn to like appreciate the here and now.
Yes,
You
true.
know?
Yeah,
That's-
I agree. You know, the big problem that I have is that a lot of people think that moving on means forgetting, and I don't think that's what South Africa needs in particular. I think South Africa needs to move on, but at the same
not
time, doesn't
deny.
mean you need to forget. Yes, we need to start moving on. We need to stop talking about race. We need to stop talking about apartheid. It's all in the past. There's nothing we can do anymore about that. What we can do is we can change the future, and that's the bottom line. We need to focus on that.
Yeah, we can all just acknowledge and say, right, I'm a white person, this person's a black person, I see your differences, and it's fine. I think that's the thing that gets me so boiled up, is that you cannot call it for what it is. Our differences, it's there, you can't deny it. I think
but Tracy, just like you and I are both white, but we're not the same white. I mean, on Friday night, there was a guy on from, I think he was half Malawian, half Xhosa or something. Like, yeah, like completely, like, and if you stand in a room full of black people, you automatically assume, oh, they're all like the same. And if you see a room full of white people, oh, they're all the same. It's not the case. We are all made up uniquely of different components.
And we're all so different.
Yeah, and Brandon's gone silent on us, which is fine. Brandon, you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Why are you adding another year to Cameron's age? He's only 38. You just said 39 or what? Did I?
It's the wine. I'm sorry. Well, happy birthday. 38 to many, many more happy, healthy, wonderful years. We'll come to Kroonstad. We'll come to Kroonstad and we'll have some of your pizza. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and TG's giving me the evil eye. Oy. This has been a fun stream. This has not been a serious stream. Oh, God. I'm in the cuck. I'm in the dog box. Can I bunk with Steve tonight, Tracy? Oy.
He's already snoring. Look here.
I'm going to be snoring one eye. Oh, your mommy, man.
Oh, there he is. Oh, watch this. Hey, Steve. Steve.
Oh, yeah. On the 31st of... No, 1st. On the TG's telling me to plan to our Joel stream. We're going to talk about Back in the Joel. And Anushka, you coming on.
Yeah.
And, of course, everyone's welcome. And we're going to talk about Back in the... The what?
It's a dog's life.
It's a dog. I'm coming back as a dog.
Come back as Steve.
But I must say that dog reminds me of the dog on Men in Black. Isn't it the same kind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, all we need is for his face to open up and a little alien to climb out.
Oh, geez, now I can't unsee it.
Chad, do you have dogs?
You're, saying, are you doing the Joel stream on the 31st?
No, the 1st, sorry.
First?
Yeah, I had two. I had a big bulbul, and then I had I've got a little foxy, but I got rid of the bulbul because we moved into a smaller place with a smaller yard, so it wasn't quite suitable for a big dog.
Oh, you miss your big
small yard with a dog that needs big turds.
You know,
look at my teddy bear.
The bulbils need a lot of space. Yeah, you can't just coop them up in a little yard.
No, this is my teddy bear. Yes, hello, wait. This is my noodles. I could put every bird back on the stream. Yes,
Steve is saying, what up?
And I bet it even reacts the same as a teddy bear. If you squeeze it really hard, does it squeak?
Yes, probably, and I'm not going to squeeze her. But she cuddles with me. She has a whole routine of cuddling session. Yeah. Oh my God, she's fat like her mama.
I love how on my TV the dog on the right is looking at the dog on the left, and the dog on the left is feeling uncomfortable about the whole situation.
Anyway, listen, I've got to run. I just popped in to say hi to everybody and see how everyone was, and to drop a nice little joke for the evening.
Thank you very much, sir.
Cool,
And
cool.
thank you, everybody.
Cheers.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I'm full of talking about the co-diff and the vaccine and all, and I don't ever want to talk about BLM again on my, no.
Or mix it.
Thanks, Chad.
Oh, yes.
Oh, look at that. He's so lazy with mommy. Look at that pudding. Nush, you don't have any pets?
I've got a guinea pig. Well, my daughters have a pig.
Oh, that's so cute.
I would bring her down if I could, but I'm terrified of any creepy crawl. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Brandon, you've got a cat, yes?
I've got a doggy and a cat. I've got a miniature schnauzer, and then I've got a cat.
He's best friend with the schnauzer.
Okay, I'm Googling that.
Yeah, he's best friend with the schnauzer.
Miniature schnauzer is like a cousin almost of Scotty.
Do you remember Genis? He looks like Genis.
Okay, hold on. A miniature.
Name from what?
Oh, yes.
That was a TV program.
Yeah. Kooperasie stories.
Kooperasie stories, yes. That's going back a couple of years, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, isn't that where Anstini was in, or Hetty or somebody? Or am I crossing my wires? No, I don't know.
Letty. I don't remember Letty.
Anstini or Hetty? Oh, fuck, I don't know.
It sounds like Kinderland.
Yeah, guys, you've made my day complete. Thank you so much. Yeah, I needed this. I needed the last. I needed the other. I know it's just a bit of medial fun, but yeah, thank you so much.
Keep the positivity vibe going. Thanks for the invite.
Cool.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic
putting a
Wednesday.
face to it, Anushka. Tracy, have a good evening.
See you on the show.
Ruth.
Cheers, everybody. Okay, good night. Bye, everybody. Take care. TTFN, see you on Thursday for La Luna. Bye.